Hello everybody and welcome back to AOTV. I'm your host Brandon and today we've got a couple of special gentlemen with us. Could you please introduce yourselves?
Hello everyone, this is Kim Dong-won and I'm an IBO currently running business in MI Korea.
Hello AOTV, my name is Im Gyu-ok, currently working in sales department of Amway Korea.
Vitamins?
Vitamin.
Double X. 불닭볶음면.
Really nice to have you both with us here today. Could you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
I am currently working as an ABO and I also run a couple of other businesses, and at the same time, as a side job, I also teach students in Korea on math and physics.
Wow.
In English, for those who want to study abroad as a preparation track.
That's really difficult. I wouldn't even know how to teach those. So, did you live abroad before?
Yes, I do. I have about 11 years of experience living abroad. I used to live in Texas when I was 5, and then I came back to Korea, and then I studied in the primary school in Korea. Then for my middle school, I actually went abroad to New Zealand.
Got it. I heard a little bit of the New Zealand accent there.
There I stayed for about 7 years.
Wow.
And then for university, I went to London.
You've got a little bit more of the London than the New Zealand.
I actually have a very mixed accent.
I know,
so
it's really mixed with all.
I wouldn't name my accent either British nor New Zealand. So I just call it Dongwon accent.
That's what it'll be from now on. So, have you been with Amway for a long time? Have you been running your business for how many years?
Well, I signed up for Amway as soon as I was eligible at the age of 20 something.
Okay.
I remember. I can't really remember, but I started running the business quite recently.
Okay.
But I have been with Amway since I was a kid, because my mother worked as an ABO. Well, it's been about 20 years now.
I mean, you probably know a ton about the history of Amway as well, and how it's progressed through the years, right?
Actually, Amway Korea has the same birth year as me.
That's really cool. So you think that helped seeing Amway grow in Korea as well as you grew up?
Well, yes. Well, not because Amway Korea was founded in the same year that I was born, but of course I grew up with all these products and I grew up seeing my mother and father running the business, so with a lot of partners and how they communicate and how the company communicates with ABO.
Right.
I've been witnessing everything.
Yeah.
And that is why I'm currently doing the same business, because I saw a lot of values in Amway.
Well, that's good. What did you think? Like that lifestyle. What are some things that stood out to you for that?
Probably the most shocking experience that I had in terms of the Amway rewarding ABO is the Diamond Invitational trip that I followed my parent. We went to Guam Islands, and that was the first time I tagged along to an Amway business trip. The thing that shocked me was as we were leaving the airport, all these travel staffs and all these people were standing side by side to this way for us. So it almost felt like there was a red carpet.
Or like guiding you through the path,
Yeah,
right?
guiding us to the path. And it's not something that you experience as a kid who's 11 years old.
Yeah.
So I remember me saying to my mom that I feel like a prince. Yeah.
Yeah, that type of service that the special events team puts on is just incredible, to treat people like, kings and queens, and then their kids like princes and princesses because of the hard work that they've put in to achieve that. It really is one of the best impressions that I think Amway gives as a company, those trips are really meaningful. So before you became an ABO, I want to hear a little bit more of your experience about studying abroad. And did you go there by yourself, or was it with your family?
It was by myself.
Wow. That's tough. I had to do that once before when I first came to Korea, and can't imagine doing it at your age. I did it when I was much older.
So did you graduate high school in New Zealand and go to university in
Yes,
England?
yes. I studied, and New Zealand is one of the Commonwealth countries. There's,
So it's a British colony, actually.
I wouldn't say colony.
Just testing your knowledge. Ladies and gentlemen, he really has been to New Zealand. Having experienced those couple of different places, you must have some tips.
So I think the huge thing about studying abroad is to learn how to be independent and to cope with being lonely. I've seen many friends who felt lonely and who wanted to go back to Korea and feel sad about the whole situation, basically.
Right.
What I want to tell them is that coping with hardship and coping with being lonely and all those sad emotions comes from focusing on the goals, focusing on what you want, focusing in what am I doing here. For example, when you're hungry, you just go to a restaurant, and walking there isn't so difficult, right? So even if there are some difficulties, as long as you have a clear goal, I think you can cope with those things.
I can tell you're a teacher because that makes perfect sense the way that you've explained that. Like, yeah, when I'm hungry, I go and eat. And walking there, it's not a big deal.
No, that's right.
You know, I think studying abroad, you know, having done it, it's not easy. Being, you know, living abroad now for work as well, you get lonely, you get tired. Sometimes it feels like, man, I just want to give up. But I came here with the same purpose, and that's what gets me through the days as well. And it's exactly what you need to do to get through those tough times and find those coping mechanisms to do that. How did you come across which ones worked for you and, you know, make you find your own purpose and find those coping mechanisms?
I always tried to think strongly about the goals that I had. Repetition, imagination, those things. So perhaps one of the good ways is writing your goals down or imagining them, imagining achieving them. For example, every single time I go to sleep, I try to vividly imagine and draw what I would be when I achieve my goals. It's not something that I do always, but something that I try to do
when you need it.
Yeah, as often as possible.
So you've studied abroad, you've lived abroad, and then you came back to Korea. What is the reason why you chose to start your Amway business when you came back?
Again, I always wanted this bright, cheerful atmosphere with my life. So I was determined as a kid that whatever I do, I would always have Amway as one of my side businesses. And that's why I'm running the ABO business currently. And of course, the important fact is that there's nothing like Amway. I currently have a couple of partners, and one of my partners said when he first witnessed what Amway is like was that Amway is very different. It's somewhat very different from what we experience in the normal society. We encourage each other, listen to each other, and give out the bright energy. Amway just suggests to me what it's like to achieve a goal and what it's like to share the happiness.
Right.
So I've heard that in New Zealand they speak both English and Maori, right? So do you know how to speak Maori?
I don't. I've learned a few words, but I forgot them.
Maori is really hard, but we've actually prepared a little game for us to compare the English of New Zealand, England, and the US.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So the way that we're going to play it is simple. I'll give you a word, and Dolan, you say that word back with a British accent. And if you can, also in a New Zealand accent as well.
It would be a good chance to learn British accent.
I'll try my best.
All right. We'll give it a shot. So the first word will be water.
Oh, water?
Can I try?
Yeah, give it a shot.
E-spring.
Vitamins.
Vitamin.
Double X.
Very true. Schedule.
Oh, this one's special.
This one is special.
Schedule.
What?
Schedule.
Schedule.
Yeah.
Yep.
My British friends always pronounce the schedule.
I see.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
my first time.
Yep. So, with those types of words, the difference of it, it feels like sometimes it's a little bit like our business. Everybody can do the same business, but everybody has their own style of doing it, right?
Of course.
One of the things that I really want to know if you can teach me a little bit of Maori, even if it's just a 1 or 2 words. I really love haka. I think it's so cool.
I actually don't know how to do haka.
Oh.
I don't. Funnily enough, I never had the chance to learn in school. one of very special cases.
Yeah.
But I do know just a few Maori words,
Okay,
which is 1, 2, 3, 4.
sounds good. Let's start with those. You got to start with somewhere.
It's kai,
Kai,
rua,
rua,
toru,
toru,
fa.
fa.
What?
Yeah, so there must be, once you came back to Korea, some things that you really enjoyed doing. Do you have anything that you'd like to share with us?
I actually like looking for and eating gourmet food. Yes.
So it sounds like you are an expert on food, right?
I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but I do like to enjoy myself in eating. And,
I'm with you on that one. I really like it.
And I don't think people should have a high standard. I don't think that's what it matters. But I think what people could enjoy is just looking for those places that they like personally. A lot of people come to me and ask for any matchit, for any recommendation on food. But I do have my collection. I do
Yeah.
have my choices.
It's like a stack like this.
But what I would emphasize is just look for the places that you like.
Yeah, it really, matters what you like, because if you like it, you like it.
Of course.
There's nothing else that matters. But I have a feeling that you and I might like the same thing, so please take me along to some of those places.
Okay. Well, if you need any of my recommendations, just call me up.
Definitely, I
yeah.
will.
Me too.
Of course.
So we are going to do a food speed quiz.
So how is it gonna work?
I will say some name of the place
Okay.
in Seoul or around the Seoul. Then you will respond with the famous food.
I see. I see. I'll try.
So I will start with 신당동.
떡볶이?
About 노량진.
Sashimi.
Sashimi.
That's it.
raw fish.
Definitely.
Yeah.
수산시장.
노량시장 is really good. One of my favorite places. It changed a lot these days
Oh, it
from
has,
the
it
past.
has.
It looks nice.
About 을지로.
냉면.
냉면.
definitely.
I think nowadays it's famous with 골뱅이.
골뱅이.
Yeah.
골뱅이.
Nowadays it's very famous.
Actually,
을지로.
Ulchiro has a lot of good places.
Yeah.
It has good 냉면 place. It has good 갈비 place. It has good sundae place.
Yeah.
It also has good 양대창 place.
True.
It is packed with good
Yeah.
places.
Yeah. It's very famous.
올지로 isn't that where 광장시장 is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
마약김밥.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And all the 전집 there, that
yeah.
stuff's so
Phenomenal.
good.
I love the
And
place.
you know what 6 times is?
Okay.
Exactly.
Any other places?
What about Busan?
부산. Well, of course, famous for 돼지국밥.
And there's
Myeon
another
tradition.
one.
There's
Remember
very
that?
famous one.
Yeah.
냉채국밥.
Even there's a company about it.
Yeah.
Busan 어묵.
부산 어묵, yeah.
어묵, of course.
Busan 어묵. Well, it looks like you're really a professional, speed quiz player. So we're gonna go and do one more.
Okay.
And in this one, you've got a minute. We're going to give you the word. So if it's like a lamp, you're going to have to try and act like a lamp so that you and I will guess
Yeah.
what you're trying to show us as.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Let's get the words ready. 3. 삼겹살.
Yes. Yes.
3.
Three.
꼬물꼬물.
쭈꾸미.
문어. 회. 산낙지. 불닭.
불닭볶음면.
Spicy.
What?
How many
매운
words?
떡볶이.
어?
매운 떡볶이.
마약 떡볶이.
떡볶이.
Yes.
오이. It's a chicken. chicken drumstick.
닭다리? 학 chicken?
It's chicken. It's chicken.
okay.
Just
Just
chicken.
chicken. I think you were playing with us. So, you have to really be quick on your feet for that one.
And creative.
Very, very much so.
So difficult.
So, is this interview going okay? You're feeling all right? Feel like you're only taking quizzes?
Yeah, I feel like there's so much games and everything.
Well, you're doing a great job. And, we'll definitely give you the first prize for being like the gourmet
I tried my best.
expert of AOT.
I was very enthusiastic. Yes.
Yep.
There are so many good restaurants these days, as I said, in Ilchiro, Busan, wherever. So, and I always like to eat good food when I was young. So one of my goals as a kid, well, even still now, is that when I grow up, I want to go to these real famous places in every region. It's one of the things definitely I want to do. But of course, it would be very difficult to find all these places. There are tons and tons of places out there.
For sure.
So because you like to eat, your cooking skill must be...
I do cook, but I'm not a great cook. I do like to cook.
It is fun.
But I'm more of an eater than a cook.
Hey, we cook so that we can eat, right?
yeah.
But of course, I think you can always learn how to cook very easily these days through YouTube, for example. I recently became to know this gelato place in Seoul, and it's a great gelato place. I recommended all the people that I knew, and I asked the owner, how did you become to make these things?
Yeah.
Because they were very different, like soup gelato.
Wow,
stuff
never
like
heard
that.
of that before.
Or hoji tea gelato.
Yeah.
And I asked the guy, like, how did you learn these things? And he actually told me that he learned all these through Google and YouTube.
No
YouTube.
kidding.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So I think that's a powerful tool that you can use to become a great cook.
True.
So Brandon, there's a recipe in YouTube. Yeah, it's very easy too. So
You want me to make some
yeah,
for
of
you?
course. Why not?
Well, if I make something and it turns out really well, I'll start a business and you guys can be the first customers, okay?
I'll definitely take a visit.
All right, good. For now, though, just please like and subscribe to AOTV.
Please.
How do you plan on spending the rest of the year?
My plan is to, well, in terms of Amway, I have these goals that I want to achieve by the end of the year. Of course, it's been tough.
Right.
It will be tough, but again, I do have my tools ready that I can just use for my business.
Yep.
And of course, when you say yourself as an ABO, the ultimate goal that you want to achieve is achieving the diamond pin. Of course.
Yeah, that's
and
a
that will be my
very
goal in the
common.
next couple of years. I hope I can do it. And
I'm
of course,
sure.
this year my goal is to aim for that goal, one of the sub goals to
Definitely.
achieve for the diamond pin. Yes. In terms of my life, though,
Yeah.
like ultimately, what I want to achieve is, of course, having a prosperous life, good life, like eating
Everybody is. That's
yeah,
a natural thing everybody
exactly,
wants.
Exactly. But what I truly want to do with that freedom is to share with others, around us.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to have a huge mansion with many sports cars and everything. That's not the kind of thing that I want.
Right.
If I have the freedom, if I have the resources, what I want to do is to share with the community, and that's, I think, one of the most profound way to achieve happiness.
Right. That's really, I think, a perfect mindset for our type of business is that, if you have a dream and you help other people achieve their dream, and your dream is to help them achieve your dream, but it's a circle of help. It's a circle of happiness. It's
Exactly.
a circle of goals being, realized. And, once you get to that diamond status, it's almost as if that's a symbol of helping 6 other people having achieved their dream,
Well,
right?
Amway is about helping people live better lives.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's a huge reason why I chose Amway is because Amway business is about sharing good things with others. It's basically helping people live better lives through good products and good business opportunity. Amway is a company that cares about people's well-being, cares about people's welfare, and basically people within the Amway community can improve their own lives through business opportunities and great products for health and everything.
So I think Amway is a place with good products and also a good business model.
Exactly. I've witnessed a lot of people who abandon their dreams because of practical difficulties.
Right.
And I think Amway business is a great opportunity to follow their dream once again. And that's exactly what my current partner told me. He wanted to do, he had this dream, he had to abandon it, but then he came back with it through Amway. And I think that's a great value within the Amway business.
Yeah, it really is, interesting way that life works, and that this opportunity is here for you, whether it was an opportunity that you had in the past and then came back to, or it's a brand new opportunity, or you had dreams in the past and now your dreams are able to be realized through this. So I've got one last question for you. What does Amway mean to you?
Amway, for me, it's something that I want to live with. Whether it be great opportunity, great achievement, whatever. Even if I don't achieve a lot within Amway, I always want to be part of Amway community because of all the things that I've been sharing with you today. And it's just a part of my life, basically.
Yeah, I think that sums it up, of what we've talked about today. Is there anything else to add?
No.
How was it feeling on the show?
Actually, it was my first time, and of course I was nervous, but it was a good chance to me to hear from young ABU's speech and what he has and what he got. So yeah, it was a good time for me.
Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you, it was a good time for me.
Usually what we do to end the show is we count 1, 2, 3, Ayo, see you later.
Okay. Ayo, see you
Would you guys join me in signing off? All right, so then on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Ayo, see you later. We're done! So on today's episode, we had 3 English expressions. The first of which was, I've never heard of that. Wow, I've never heard of that before. The second is, you sound like an expert on food.
So it sounds like you are an expert on food.
And the third, that's exactly what my current partner told me.
And that's exactly what my current partner told to me.
Thanks for joining us.